to make happen for yourself, not for other people. It's something that you want for yourself. So yeah, that's basically my main tripes with my original process of making the lashes. So now I'm going to give you the 5 things that you have to do when starting a lash business. Number 1, market research. This is important, and I guess you have to know it at any point. Do a market research, if it means you checking out Google ads or just knowing who your market is going to be. If you say that you want to sell gym equipment, how many gyms are in the area that you're selling to? Are you planning on selling this online? How many people in the area will be willing to buy these things online? Are you going to deliver this stuff? How many people are willing to buy this stuff and have them delivered to them? How many people are actually working out? Because fitness isn't, it's not a one size fits all thing. So how many people are actually going to be purchasing this product that you have, be it jump ropes or trainers? Are people buying these trainers for style, or are they buying these trainers because they're actually trying to work out? You have to take into consideration all of this. There's several books online about market research and market analytics. I think I'll link one that I really find interesting. I'll link 1 or 2 books in my description section. And then if you're trying to do lashes like I did, always sift through the sellers. Alibaba has tons of sellers on there, tons and tons and tons of them, and each one has different requirements, different things that they're willing to do for you, and at a different price for a different quantity. So you have to make sure that you have all those bases checked before you even take the step to send an inquiry. And feel free to send as many inquiries as possible, because sometimes the full web page might have a specific price, but once you ask for an inquiry, they'll give you a completely different one that's specified to you. So feel free to always send as many inquiries as possible, and it's business. These people understand that you're searching for the best price. So they don't care if you get an inquiry, see if you don't like it, and not contact them again, because they understand that you probably found a different seller, or that you're just not ready to buy at that particular time. So always take your time, read through the clauses and everything. Make sure you read through everything and make sure there's no loopholes, basically, when you find a seller. Number 4. Oh my gosh, this one is so important. Negotiations. If you're buying from China, which you most likely are if you're still watching this video, I recommend looking at prices in the Chinese version of Alibaba as well, so that when you negotiate, you have the Chinese price to back you up. And when they say, no, this is our price, you can say, no, but I saw a different seller with this price in RMB. So when you have that position, you kind of have the higher ground. Better yet, if you have a friend who speaks Chinese or understand how the Chinese market works, you can ask them to negotiate for you. And then when the negotiation is done and you start doing production, you can hit them with that reverse switch. And you're just like, I speak English though, but thanks for giving me the cheap price. That's always a good way to handle it. So when you are deciding which lashes you want, you also have to figure out all these things. And also look up the company, because I know there's several people that want to have cruelty-free lashes or mink lashes or synthetic lashes. Some companies do more than one variation, but specifically ones that are cruelty free, you actually really have to look for them. So you have to be specific and say you want cruelty free mink lashes or animal free synthetic lashes. You always have to look into that and decide what you want beforehand, so that during the negotiations you can bring all of that stuff up. Number 5. This one is pretty straightforward, but I recommend that you have a list of things you want. Already know what box you want, what color you want, everything that you want your lashes to look like. Make sure you have it set in stone. Of course, there can be that one thing that you don't mind changing, maybe a letter looking a certain way, but make sure you have your main desire written down. Make sure you write it down so that by the time these things are being put in place, you don't have to send your request, they send you a sample, then you say you don't like the sample, so you have to ask for another sample with a different box or a different color or a different design. And that will save you a lot of money, because each box, if I remember correctly, was I think $1.50, which sounds cheap, but when you're planning on buying 100, that $1 is $100. So you're basically adding on money. And especially the fact that you're just doing one box, and especially if you say you're ordering 2 sample boxes, and the boxes also vary. So my box was actually $2.50. The sample of this was $2.50. And yeah, it stung a little bit, but I didn't have to pay for shipping because I am within China. So I paid $2.50 to get each box. And then I also had what is that? I paid $2.50 for each box, and I had it sent to me. And then at that time I was also deciding which lash design I wanted to go with. Let me find a pair of lashes. So this is a different pair of lashes that I just have. These are some of the ones that I use. Will I get that without a glare? So you can tell that this is I think Lily, and this should be Lotus or something, I don't really remember. But these 2 lashes are different, and for me, who was doing one box with one lash type, I had to ask for individual boxes with individual lashes at a time. So this is actually a really cool design. I recommend, if you're starting something okay clearly you won't be able to see this properly, but I do recommend doing something like this where you have an applicator tweezer and a glue. This came with a lash glue. I just don't remember where I put it but it's a really pretty glue. If I can find it, okay, it's here. This is the glue that it comes with. So this is what the set looks like. This is what the set looks like, plus set tweezers that just fell. But this is what a full set looks like. So obviously when you get this, you're going to be charged for each lash type, which is 3, including the ones that I'm wearing, and then the box that this will come in, of which each box is a different price, different size, different fat material. So you have to make sure that you know what you want before you make those initial orders. Look up other brands, see what other people are doing, and then just make your final decision. Number 6, understand your quantities. This is really important. Are you starting small? Are you going all out and starting big? The minimum order, like I said before, is normally 100 lashes. So try and get that. Stick to that 100 and see how that works for you. But if you have a bigger audience, I guess, and you understand that you're selling to a larger group of people, you can go for 200 or 250, which is a steady number to start a business at, because then by the time you finish selling your first 100 pairs, it'll be easier for you to sell the others while already making an order for your next batch. So if you get 250, you're able to sell 125 pairs off the bat, and then order another 250 while you're still selling the next 125 pairs. So that way you have a constant circulation of inventory. And it also allows you to learn what's working and what isn't, because once you finish selling the first 100 pairs, you understand that your customers like this or like that, and then with your next order you can implement the things that they liked and they disliked, because at the end of the day, a business depends on if your customers want to buy something from you, and that's very important. You have to make it very customer friendly, and you have to make it nice, because at the end of the day, a business person is nothing without their customers, regardless of how much marketing you do, because at the end of the day, word of mouth is more important than all the ads that you put on the internet. The ads will get you somewhere, of course, but if someone puts a bad review on your product, very few people will want to buy it. So the last and final instruction, this is my bonus this is my bonus instruction, and it is basically drop shipping. Look up drop shipping and understand it. It is the best thing for anyone who is trying to start a small business with minimum quantity and just wants to start. This, I kid you not, would have saved my life if I had known about it at the time. Dropshipping is basically a shipping situation where if you find a supplier that has drop shipping, this point can of course be added to your market research and your supplier negotiations. So if you find a supplier that actually has drop shipping, I highly recommend this, because what this does is you give them your design, you give them your trademark, everything. You give them all your information that you need, and what happens is when someone orders, this is best if you have an affiliate website, or I think Instagram allows it now, I'm not too sure. But what happens is if you have a website link and someone purchases this from your website or from Amazon, because Amazon has the biggest drop shipping chain. So if you add your website and Amazon to these products, what happens is when someone in California or Malaysia orders something, you don't have to touch this product. It is coming straight from the manufacturer, who most likely has produced 100 at a time and has them in storage. And when that person orders, be it Malaysia or California, their product is sent directly from the warehouse to your customer. And it saves you so much time, so much energy. But the downside to this is that you can't customize this. I know a lot of people, especially when they're selling certain trinkets or stuff like that, they would like to include a thank you note or just something, something cute to say thank you for supporting my business. You can't do that with drop shipping, because again, it's not passing through you. Also, with drop shipping, I'd say the other disadvantage is that, of course, if you're selling these lashes for $5, you probably only get back $3, because the shipping company is taking out money for shipping and for production at the same time. So if you've set your price for $10, you might only get $7, depending on what shipping, if it's international, if it's local, depending on all those factors. So you do have to factor all of that in. I will put a link to drop shipping, affiliate shipping And all the books that I mentioned previously, I don't have the titles on me right now, but I will make sure to include them just so that you can take the time to do the research on and just, make sure that it's something that you really enjoy and you're passionate about. So yeah, thank you for watching and coming to my YouTube. Please, again, subscribe, like it, and share it to as many people that you want to help out, because this advice is not only for lash businesses, it's for any other type of branding business that you would like to start. Thank you and goodbye.